Hello, welcome to Chabot News for April 17th, 2025. My name is Evan Netto, and today we'll be covering Chick-fil-A's speedy customer service, the decline of making films, and an employee at a library helping one child at a time. In entertainment news, Susan Gonzalez will tell you about films being released this month. And finally, in sports news, Lamont Lugin has the latest updates on the New Orleans Saints' legal victory. All that and more coming up in today's edition of Chabot News. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. If you're looking for a meal in a hurry, new research shows that the lines at Chick-fil-A move the fastest. And it consistently gets more orders right with a 92% accuracy rate since 2019. Burger King and McDonald's are next with 88%, while KFC has struggled at 81%. So, how does Chick-fil-A keep the top spot? By dispatching elite, drone-equipped analytics squads to assess each restaurant, of course. Many may view Hollywood as the entertainment capital of the world. However, on-location filming in Tinseltown and the surrounding areas has plunged. That's according to a new report from Film LA, which is in charge of film permits for Los Angeles and Los Angeles County. The report states filming in the greater LA area decreased 22% during the first quarter of this year, when compared to the same period last year. The group says a decline was observed in all filming categories, including feature films, television, and commercials. But the decline wasn't due to January's devastating wildfires. The report found those had a minimal impact on production. California lawmakers have proposed expanding the tax credit program as a way to incentivize the production industry in the state. Employment opportunities in the U.S. are down as well. The number of job openings fell to 7.6 million in February, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey that was just released. The report is considered a measurement of the labor market's demand. At the beginning of the year, the number of available jobs was 7.8 million. U.S. employers likely scaled back their hiring plans in February, due in part to heightened economic uncertainty. This uncertainty, caused by the Trump administration's tariffs, is likely to have lasting effects on the U.S. job market. You could call this 95-year-old man quite a gem. He's an Arizona resident who handcrafts earrings, but he doesn't do it for money. Cameron Palome has the story.
There's no doubt that 95-year-old Willis Wimp is cut from a different cloth. That's because inside the Mesa Regal RV Park lapidary, he's been turning stones into smiles for years.
Gives a purpose to my life, Otherwise, there's no reason for living.
And what a purpose and way of life he's created. For 16 years, a few hours each day have been spent sculpting and polishing rocks he's either found or purchased into handmade jewelry.
At first, you make pendants, you make belt buckles.
But it was the earrings he began making for his wife Joyce that have become his trademark. Opals, he says, are his favorite.
And as they say, a man who works on opal sooner or later becomes an opalholic.
When Joyce passed after 59 years of marriage, Willis kept her memory alive by continuing to make earrings. Instead of selling them, he started giving them away.
He loves making people happy.
Tom Osborne says Willis is a master of his craft, teaching him and others the art of turning ordinary rocks into extraordinary keepsakes. Over the years, watching him gift his lovingly made earrings to women at trade shows, art walks, and all across the world.
Over 14,000 sets of earrings that he's given out to women on all 7 continents.
Let's just say it's made him pretty popular around here.
He gets hugs and kisses from all the girls, and he just enjoys it.
Brenda Rademacher managed the lapidary for more than 15 years and says Willis truly is a gem.
We had our artisan show the other day, and he brought all the earrings that he had made, and he gave them all away.
In a world that often puts a price tag on everything, Willis proves the best things really are free, and generosity never gets old.
If you can bring a little happiness in the world, it's quite a thing,
Thanks, Cameron. Gee, I wish I got some free earrings. And now it's time for sports news with our reporter, Lamont Lugin.
Thanks, Evan. A baseball field in Hawaii may be the oldest in the United States, but it doesn't have that designation. Records show that in 1852, Alexander Joy Cartwright and his son marked out the baseball diamond in Honolulu. The site was eventually named Cartwright Field and has remained active ever since. This week's officials in Honolulu will unveil a sign that designates Cartwright as the oldest active baseball field in America. However, that counters the claim by Fuller Field in Clinton, Massachusetts. That field is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records, but Fuller started hosting games in 1878, 26 years after Cartwright Field came to be. Honolulu officials hope to convince the Guinness Book of World Records that Cartwright is the rightful record holder. The New Orleans Saints scored a legal victory in a case involving its logo. A man says he's the descendant of French kings. And he says him and his family own the intellectual property for the fleur-de-lis symbol, that three-petal flower that the NFL franchise uses. On Monday, a federal appeals court dismissed the man's claim and says the Saints were granted the trademark use for the fleur-de-lis symbol back in 1974. The case was ultimately dismissed due to a lack of evidence. That wraps up this week's look at sports news. I'm Lamont Lugin, and now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Lamont. On April 4th, 2025, Hayward Police, in coordination with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office, arrested 36-year-old Kelvin Leo Vander at the Oakland Airport. Leo Vander was arrested in connection to a fatal hit-and-run that occurred on February 10th near Tennyson Road and Calaroga Avenue, which claimed the life of 26-year-old Lydia Guerra. Guerra was struck by a vehicle and later died from her injuries, while Leo Vander, initially detained and placed on mental health hold, was released pending further investigation. The release followed a comprehensive inquiry involving evidence analysis and scene reconstruction. A warrant was issued for Leo Vander's arrest on charges of voluntary manslaughter and felony hit-and-run. He is now in custody at Santa Rita Jail. A new study suggests a popular artificial sweetener may alter brain activity when it comes to hunger and actually increase your appetite. Researchers studied 75 people who consumed one of 3 drinks on 3 separate occasions. The drinks were plain water, water sweetened with table sugar, and water sweetened with sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener. The participants underwent brain scans and were also asked to rate their hunger levels. Their blood sugar levels were also tested. Those who drank water with sucralose said their appetites increased by nearly 20% when compared to drinking water with table sugar. The study authors also found that sucralose led to increased connections to other parts of the brain responsible for controlling motivation. The study only investigated the impact of sucralose and did not research other popular artificial sweeteners. The findings were published in the journal Nature Metabolism. And now we have Bruce Malloy with this week's Top 5.
I use fitness apps to try and stay physically and mentally fit. These are the 5 most useful apps that keep me going. At number 5 is MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is an app, a comprehensive health and fitness tracker designed to help users quickly achieve their nutrition and exercise goals. Featuring an extensive food database with millions of items, the app allows users to log meals quickly by scanning barcodes, searching for foods, or even creating custom recipes. It also tracks macronutrients, calories, key vitamins, providing real-time insights into daily consumption. MyFitnessPal is a powerful tool for anyone looking to lose weight, build muscle, or maintain a healthy lifestyle. At number 4 is the iFit app. The iFit app is an interactive fitness platform that transforms workouts to immersive, trainer-led experiences, whether used with NordicTrack equipment or as a standalone fitness companion. When paired with NordicTrack treadmills, bikes, rowers, or ellipticals, iFit automatically adjusts speed, incline, resistance based on the trainer's guidance, creating a hands-free, dynamic workout. iFit brings professional training to any space, making it a versatile tool for fitness enthusiasts of all levels. Coming in at number 3 is the Instagram of fitness apps, Strava. The Strava app is a powerful fitness tracking and social networking platform designed for runners, cyclists, and endurance athletes looking to analyze their performance and connect with a global community. Strava uses GPS to accurately track workouts, logging pace, distance, elevation, and heart rate while providing in-depth insights into progress over time. Athletes can compete for segment records, set personal bests, and join challenges that keep motivation high. Whether training for a race, discovering new routes, or simply staying active, Strava is a go-to platform. Number 2 is the Pliability app, which helps keep my joints healthy. The Pliability app is a cutting-edge mobility and recovery tool designed to enhance flexibility, reduce injury risk, and optimize physical performance for athletes and fitness enthusiasts of all levels. Offering a wide range of guided mobility routines, the app focuses on improving joint health, muscle elasticity, and overall movement efficiency through science-backed stretching and recovering techniques. The app seamlessly integrates into any training regime, helping users move better, recover faster, and perform at their peak. Finally, coming in at number 1 is the app that keeps me sane, Headspace. The Headspace app is a leading mindfulness and meditation platform designed to help users reduce stress, improve focus, and cultivate a greater sense of well-being. With a vast library of guided meditations, sleep sounds, breathing exercises, and focus-enhancing music, Headspace makes mindfulness accessible to the beginner and experienced meditators alike. Its user-friendly interface, soothing voice guidance, and science-backed techniques create a seamless experience for integrating mindfulness into daily life. I start every day with a session on Headspace and pliability to prepare myself for the day. Now back to you.
Thanks, Bruce. President Trump's harshest tariffs are targeting some of the world's poorest nations. While they're being touted as reciprocal, it appears they target countries that export more to the U.S. than they import. Some of those countries, like Madagascar, Mozambique, and Syria, face instability and rank among the world's 26 poorest economies. One of the countries with the highest tariff rates is Myanmar, which is currently embroiled in a large civil war. It's being hit with a 44% tariff, even as it recovers from last week's deadly earthquake. We sent our reporter, Shyla Prakash, out to ask students for their thoughts regarding the tariffs implemented by President Trump.
My thoughts on Trump's tariffs for the poorer countries is definitely unfair because they're kind of just forced into negotiation or else they're kind of doomed, done for. So yeah, I would say it's kind of unfair for them. It's just using his power over them.
I guess, well, it's a lot of, like, let's say, like, I buy a lot of, like, stuff, and then now it's, like, a lot of, you impose, like, tariffs, now it's, like, expensive. It's really, like, frustrating sometimes. So yeah, because of that, I remember, like, last week, I just went on, like, a binge, just shopping, because of that, just to save up. Because of that, so yeah, I think I don't like what's happening right now. Just feel like he's doing too much, and yeah, it should not be like that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just terrible, you know. Just like imagine that it's all like finalized, and it's just the stuff that you want to buy when you get now it's like so expensive. And it's so difficult to get it now, and I don't like that. So I think it's terrible.
It's messed up, you know. Trump's over here trying to tariff penguins in Iceland for no reason. You know, this is just an abuse of power first and foremost, and it's really telling that our American people don't know what they're looking at when they're voting. You know, a simple Google search would have done it, but nah, we wanted to vote this orange dude back in the office. And guess what? Now look at us. Gas expensive. I'm paying over $5 for gas. I get the cheapies. I can't afford nothing. These poor countries can't afford nothing. Everybody can't afford nothing. But guess what? The rich get richer.
Thanks, Shyla. Tariffs have been a topic of discussion for several months now. People in both the U.S. and other countries are still concerned. A Cornell University student whose visa was revoked says he's leaving the U.S. voluntarily. Mamadou Tall's decision comes after a judge declined to immediately block the government from taking steps to deport him. Tall, a doctoral candidate in Africana Studies, had his student visa revoked due to his involvement in pro-Palestinian campus demonstrations. Government officials say he disregarded university policies and created a hostile environment for Jewish students. In a social media post, Tall said he has, quote, lost faith I could walk the streets without being abducted. Homeland Security officials have confirmed Tall's decision to move forward with the self-deportation. An orbital rocket crashed just seconds after takeoff from a Norwegian spaceport on March 30th. The Spectrum rocket was manufactured by German startup Izar Aerospace and marked the first time a rocket capable of reaching orbit was launched from continental Europe, excluding Russia. The rocket was airborne for roughly half a minute before falling into the Norwegian Sea, where it exploded. However, Izar Aerospace says the launch, quote, met its set goals. The company says the brief flight allowed them to gather what it calls a substantial amount of flight data, which will be applied to future missions. Our ability to protect future storms may be at risk. The Trump administration is planning to cut climate and weather research funding from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Documents about the administration's budget proposals for 2026 reveal the elimination of NOAA's research arm. The proposal would also close all weather and climate labs and several other agency offices. The plan amounts to a funding cut of roughly 75% to NOAA's research office. U.S. industries like agriculture, which lean on weather and climate data, could deeply feel the impact. Research on severe storms and tornadoes could also be affected. Documents show the administration expects the agency to enact the changes immediately. The professional driver is back with another driver hack, and this time we're learning how to practice the parallel park on the left side. In this 3-part series, we're checking in with our reporter, Alan Sampson, after he asked several people about how they parallel park on the left side.
Beep, beep, beep. Have you found yourself on a one-way street having to parallel park on the left side? Well, here is one out of the 3 ways to parallel park on the left side. But before we get into this driver hack, we asked some people about their methods on how they parallel park.
Pull that sucker in, pointy end in, and then you pull all the way up until you bump up to the car in front of you.
Like this, you back it up, you park it, and you leave it there. Yes, sir.
I'm a senior in high school. I'm still studying for an written test, and I don't know how to drive.
Compelling answers there. Let's get into our driver hack now. When parallel parking on the left side, one way is to drive forward until you are aligned with the vehicle in front. Turn your steering wheel to the left. Reverse until you see the front end of the vehicle in the rear on your passenger's side mirror. Turn right until your vehicle's front side left corner aligns with the front side right corner of the parking space. Turn right and reverse until you are in your parking space. The car goes right in. This is one way to parallel park on the left side.
Yeah, if that's the way you're supposed to do it.
All right, man. That's cool. Let's do it. That's dope. That's tight, man. I think I'm gonna do that.
Remember to drive safely and please be courteous. I am Alan Sampson reporting for Chabot TV.
Sick driver hack, Alan. I can't wait to learn the other 2 ways to parallel park on the left side, and I definitely need to share these driving hacks with my family and friends. We sent our reporter Adrian Santoyo out onto campus to ask students if they know how to parallel park.
I have a lot of difficulty parallel parking. Sometimes I just get out of the car and tell someone else to do it.
All right, my question is, do you know how to parallel park, and is it hard for you?
Bro, I just drive without a license, bro.
I do know how to parallel park. It's not that hard. I've been driving for years. Hopefully you guys get a good instructor and actually learn and stop being stupid, please. Other than that, yeah.
And my question is, do you know how to parallel park, and is it hard for you?
I used to know how to parallel park, but I forgot. So the answer is no. And yes, it is hard for me. I'll learn it one day, though.
Thanks, Adrian. And now it's time for entertainment news with fellow reporter Susan Gonzalez. Take it away, Susan.
Thanks, Evan. Hollywood is rolling out some big movies this spring. Rick Damangella has a preview of what's heading to theaters this month.
A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks.
Jack Black is Steve in a Minecraft movie. The crafting begins April 4th.
What you do is very important to what we do. Let us handle this.
I want mission-specific training, cash, and a new identity.
Rami Malek plays a CIA cryptographer out for revenge in The Amateur. The hunt is on April 11th.
Can't believe we're actually doing this.
I mean, you are the first guy who didn't ask for feet pics.
It's a second date thing.
A first date takes a technological wrong turn in Drop. The thriller slides into theaters April 11th. Warfare is a film depicting real-time events of a Navy SEAL team under fire. The combat reaches theaters April 11th.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
You twins?
Nah, we cousins.
Michael B. Jordan does double duty as twin brothers in the supernatural horror yarn Sinners. The Dance with the Devil begins April 18th.
Do I make you nervous?
You're an escaped convict, trained by mob accountants. Your clients are drug cartels, money launderers.
Is that a yes?
Ben Affleck is back in The Accountant 2. The books get uncooked starting April 25th.
Every single Jedi is now an enemy of the Republic. Do what what must be done.
And Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith is back in theaters for its 20th anniversary. Order 66 is executed once again April 25th. Wielding the Force in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Thanks, Rick. It's time to sit back and relax because there are quite a selection of films to watch this month and to enjoy with some popcorn. At a 2019 AFI tribute, Chadwick Boseman thanked Denzel Washington for his support, saying, "There is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington." Now, it looks as if Washington will appear in that franchise. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's a great honor to be honored by him.
Back in November, Denzel Washington said he would play a part in Black Panther 3, which Marvel has yet to announce. Now Ryan Coogler, the director of that series, is confirming that, telling the Nightcap podcast, "I've been dying to work with Denzel, and I've got every intention of working with him on that movie. As long as he's interested, man, it's going to happen."
And then, all hell breaks loose.
Scott Derrickson has a new horror movie on deck. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the director and his writing and producing partner, C. Robert Cargill, are adapting the Christopher Golden novel Road of Bones. It's described as a supernatural thriller set in Siberia. Run, Chet, run. That's Chet Hanks of the country duo Something Out West channeling Forrest Gump in their latest music video, You Better Run. Chet's dad, Tom Hanks, Forrest himself, even makes an appearance on that iconic bus stop bench. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Thanks, David. That's it for this week's report on entertainment news. Now, back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Susan. A storyteller at a library in Reno, Nevada has been making a difference in the life of toddlers for decades, or a decade at least. One mother even says his work has helped her autistic son make progress. Rebecca Kitchen introduces us to Mr. Eric.
Welcome, welcome everyone. We're so glad that you have come.
Twice a week at the South Valley's library, you'll hear giggles, music, and joy coming from the children's section. This is Toddler Story Hour.
Storytime is a big component of what we do here at the library. The library system is really committed to early literacy.
And instilling a love of reading that lasts a lifetime. Holding the attention of toddlers can be a mighty task, but it's one that comes naturally to Mr. Eric.
Just doing it by intuition and the seat of my pants.
Eric is such a special human in general. He has a heart of gold, but what's really wonderful is how he connects to the children. And every child, he makes them feel special, he makes them feel heard, and as if they have a voice.
And he helps strengthen that voice through music and singing.
Little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head.
Any parent who's taken their child to Storytime at the South Valley's library knows Mr. Eric and appreciates the impact he has had on kids' lives.
We've been coming for about a year and a half to Storytime, and it has literally changed the progress of my son and his growth and how he is meeting his milestones now. I mean, before coming here, my son was nonverbal and he hated books. And now today, we read like 15 books at night, every night for Story. And it's just been, such a wonderful gift to be able to provide this to him. And it's free.
Mr. Eric has been leading Storytime here for the last 10 years, immediately becoming adored by kids and adults alike for the care he puts into his work.
And that shows you right there, if a child is so excited to come to an event and to really engage with the teacher or the musician, you know that they're making a difference.
Thousands of kids have come in and out of Storytime in those last 10 years, and many of them leaving an impression on Mr. Eric as well.
Seeing the kids light up. Yeah, really seeing the smiles on their faces. Sometimes I might be in a bad mood or not looking forward to it in the morning, or I'm a little tired. But once I get in there and I start to perform, so to speak, I really get into it. I get lost in it.
For Tiffany's story, she credits his work at helping her 5-year-old son become verbal.
It's a simple thing, right? Such a simple thing, but teacher Eric in this program has helped my son to learn how to read, to learn how to speak, and to learn how to sing. And those are gifts that anyone can never take away from Isaac.
He may be hesitant to take the credit.
I feel very, very grateful for that on the one hand. On the other hand, I wonder if it's really me or not that has done that.
But Mr. Eric's main goal is a simple one: to instill that love of reading and music in kids and letting them share that love with their parents.
Do you love the library? Yes. Do you love teacher Eric? Yes. Yes, you do. Say, go library. Go library.
Thanks, Rebecca. Mr. Eric's stories have helped children in their development and allows him to be a leader in his community. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students, staff, and the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.